That ache between your shoulder blades right now, that deep, stubborn knot that feels like it's set in concrete, you're probably reading this leaning forward. You feel it. Good. That's your spine talking. It's not complaining, it's screaming. You think this is just stiffness, the price of a long day. You're wrong. That ache is a fracture, a slow, silent fracture happening inside the column that holds you up. Your spine isn't a pillar. It's a living stack of shock absorbers separated by fragile, fluid-filled sacs. And right now you are crushing them, deliberately, systematically. You are sitting in the single most destructive position for a human spine over the age of 50. That office chair, that car seat, that kitchen stool, it's a vice. And you are turning the handle. Here's the brutal physics. When you stand, your lumbar discs, those shock absorbers in your lower back, handle your body weight. Fair. When you sit slumped, pelvis tucked, lower back flat, against the seat, that pressure doubles, more than doubles. You are pressing down on those discs with over 200% of the force they were designed for hours. And after 50, those discs are thirsty. They don't have the blood supply they're used to. They drink and breathe through movement, through the gentle pumping action of walking, of shifting, of not being crushed. Sit still for 90 minutes in that slumped position, and you stop the pump, you squeeze the fluid out, you starve them. You turn a resilient cushion into a brittle, dried-out wafer. That's not aging. That's sabotage. The worst part, you think you're being productive. Leaning over the desk, hunching over the counter to chop vegetables. That respectable forward lean of concentration, that's the killer. Not the lazy slouch on the couch, the productive hunch. It feels like work. It is work. For your spine. It's a demolition job. Here's a test. Right now, sitting there, slide your hand behind your lower back, in the curve. Can you do it? Is there a space, or is your palm pressed flat between your back and the chair? If it's flat, your spine is flat. You have eliminated its natural shock-absorbing curve. You are loading the bones directly onto the discs. You are turning your spine from a spring into a crumbling column. That ache in your upper back, that's the next fracture, the one you can see coming. Your head is heavy, 10, 12 pounds. For every single inch, it drifts forward from its proper perch. That chin up, eyes forward position, you add 10 pounds of strain to the muscles and ligaments in your neck and upper back. But it's worse than strain. That forward head posture, the tech neck, the reading slump, it's changing the architecture of your spine itself. The upper back begins to curve forward permanently. They used to call it a dowager's hump, a polite, cruel name for a structural collapse. That curve isn't just a bump, it's a bone cage closing in on the nerves that exit your spinal column. Nerves that control your shoulder, your arm, your breathing. That deep ache between the shoulder blades, that's often a nerve, pinched and angry, not a tired muscle. Stretching it might make it worse. Rubbing it does nothing. You are feeling the early warning of a calcifying mistake. If you let that position set, if you let those ligaments stiffen in that wrong shape for 5, 10 years, it becomes permanent, ankylosed, frozen in failure. This is the dangerous assumption that your spine is a static thing, a pole you can lean on forever. It is not. It is a dynamic living structure being actively sculpted every minute of every day. You are the sculptor. And for the last 20 years, you might have been sculpting a ruin, and this is the only but that matters, that sculpture is still wet. The fracture hasn't gone all the way through. You can change the pressure. You can reverse the collapse, starting with your very next breath. Good. You're still here. That means you're ready to stop being the sculptor of your own ruin. The demolition job ends now. We move from diagnosis to demolition of the bad habits. This isn't about willpower, it's about physics. You've been crushing your spine. Now you learn to pry it apart, to create space. The goal is simple. Reverse the compression, rehydrate those thirsty discs, evict the nerve from its pinch point, and you do it not with a 2-hour gym session you'll never stick to. You do it in 60 seconds, less. You fight hours of damage with moments of precision. This is the pivot from what's breaking you down to exactly how you rebuild. First, you address the head. That 10-pound weight on a forward-leaning stick, pulling your shoulders back is the old advice. It's also wrong. It strains your lower back. It's a compensation, not a correction. The problem starts at the top. You need to retrain the deep muscles in the front of your neck that have gone to sleep. The chin tuck. It sounds trivial. It is not. Sit up or stand. Look straight ahead. Now, draw your head straight back. Don't tilt your chin down. Slide your head backward on a level plane, like you're trying to make a double chin. You'll feel it instantly, a stretch at the base of your skull, a tightening in the front of your throat. That's the muscle waking up. That's the muscle that should be holding your head up. Hold it there for 5 seconds. 5, not 30. Quality over duration. You are teaching, not torturing. Release. Do it again. Feel the back of your neck get longer. That is decompression starting. You are creating a millimeter of space between those vertebrae and your neck. A millimeter is a universe to a pinched nerve. Do this 5 times right now. I'll wait. Done? Good. That's step 1. You've just begun to counter the forward head posture. Now for the hunch, the collapsed chest, the tightness that pulls your shoulders inward and creates that bony shelf in your upper back. You don't stretch it by pulling back. You open it from the front, the thoracic extension. You need a chair with a back, any chair. Sit forward on it so your butt is near the edge. Lace your fingers behind your head, not your neck, your head. Now gently, slowly, arch your upper back over the chair back. Let your head go back with your hands supporting it. You're not throwing yourself backward. You're draping your upper spine over a gentle curve. You will feel a profound stretch across the front of your shoulders, your chest. You might hear a pop or a crackle. That's the sound of adhesions letting go. That's the sound of space being created. Breathe into that stretch. Hold it for 30 seconds. Let the weight of your upper body do the work. This is the antidote to the all-day lean. This is opening the cage around those nerves. This sequence, the chin tuck, then the thoracic extension, that's your 60-second reset. Your counter punch. The critical detail? Timing. Doing this once a day is a nice thought. It does nothing. You must hit the compression before it sets. You have a 90-minute window from the moment you sit down. Set a timer on your phone. 90 minutes. When it goes off, you get up. You do the sequence. You reset the vise. You restart the fluid pump in your discs. You do this every 90 minutes of sitting, without fail. It's not exercise, it's maintenance, like brushing your teeth for your skeleton. Yeah, you'll look a bit ridiculous arching over your kitchen chair. Do it anyway. You're not trying to look dignified, you're trying to avoid a permanent hunch. The choice is simple. Consistency beats intensity every single time. 5 chin tucks and 1 stretch every 90 minutes. Will do more for your spine than a weekly yoga class you dread. This is the mechanics of reversal. Simple, boring, revolutionary. Sow that ache, that deep, stubborn knot between your shoulder blades. You know what it is now? It's not a mystery. It's not a sign you're falling apart. It's a signal a precise mechanical signal. It's your spine telling you the discs are compressed, the nerves are getting crowded. It is, for the first time, a message you can actually answer. You are not a passive passenger in this body. You are the engineer, and you just got the blueprint. Your posture was never about how you look. It's about the environment you build inside your own skeleton. Every minute of every day, you are that sculptor. But now you have different tools, the chin tuck, the thoracic extension, the 90-minute reset. These aren't exercises. They are corrections, micro adjustments to a living structure. You fight permanence with consistency. You fight the calcifying hunch with the simple, defiant act of creating space. That's the reframe. Your spine's health is not an outcome. It's a daily practice. The practice of not crushing it, of prying it apart, of listening to that ache and knowing exactly what to do. 60 seconds. That's all it takes to reset the vise, to restart the pump, to answer the signal. Now, if you want to make that first habit, the seated compression, easier to beat, support the curve. Remember the test, the hand behind your back? If you can't do it, your chair's the problem. A proper lumbar cushion isn't a luxury. It's a wedge. It fights the posterior tilt, keeps that natural shock-absorbing curve in place so your muscles don't have to. It's a mechanical advantage. I've linked a few of the best, simplest options I've found in the description below. No frills, just support. Check them out if you want to stack the odds in your favor. But the tool you need most, you already have: your attention, your 90-minute timer, your willingness to look a bit ridiculous for 30 seconds, arching over a chair. That's the real investment. So sit up, feel that space behind your lower back, draw your head back, breathe. You are no longer sculpting a ruin. You are maintaining the column that holds you up. That ache was a warning. Now it's just a reminder, and you know what to do.